Hi folks, I'm Rob Tyler and today we are reviewing the Ifootage Shark Slider Mini. So, I have to say this is possibly one of my favourite bits of kit. As this is my first review, please be nice in the comments. If you've got any criticisms then please leave them below. So, with the slider, it comes in a handy rucksack. The rucksack is a good sturdy design with a padded back and strap, so that means that it's quite comfortable to carry around. The good thing is you get plenty of space inside the rucksack so that you can also put a few cameras and lenses which you would require to do your time lapse or whatever you need to do with the slider. So when you open the box you will get inside two mini sliders, two stands, two Sony FW50 batteries. You'll get a flywheel in case you don't want to make it electronic. You get two protective pads, so when you aren't using one of the tracks, you can put them on the end to keep it safe. You get one pan and tilt module, which is called the Motion X2 Mini. You get a quick release plate. You get two shutter cables with the set. So I believe they're both Sony, or one can be used for Panasonic. You don't get a Canon one, unfortunately. So if you are a Canon user, you can pick one up on Amazon for next to nothing. You get a USB cable, so in case you want to charge them. You get a battery housing, a slide module, which causes the side-to-side motion, and also the backpack, which I've already spoken about. So let's get down to the tracks. So the tracks I find are completely different to a lot of sliders which use a pulley-like system. So with this it's got little jagged teeth along the tracks. So even when you've got two tracks joined together, it is seamless. So the transition over the two tracks is not noticeable. Another good thing that I like about the tracks are there really isn't a limit as such to how many tracks you can add. But there is. So one track is about 40.4 centimeters long. You can put up to 10 tracks in total, which is the length that you can only do in the app. So if you wanted to put 10 tracks on, that's about 4 meters in length, which is quite a considerable distance. So if you really want to do a long time lapse or a long pan when you're filming, it's good for that. So, as I said, you're provided with a flywheel. So the flywheel is if you don't want to make it electronic. It causes some nice smooth footage and makes it less juddery, and also just slows down when you want to stop. If you want to make it electronic, it's so easy just to click on the electronic module that causes it to slide. So another dimension that you can add is the Motion X2 Mini, which is included in the set. So it allows you to have a pan and tilt function. On the X2 Mini it includes a Manfrotto quick release plate, which is useful if you're filming with it and using monopod, etc. But I have added a Arca Swiss plate, which is very cheap on Amazon to pick up. It's just because all my plates are Arca Swiss. So to power the motorised units, it uses Sony FW50 batteries. So they're quite easy to find if you want spares. They last a long time, so I've done a few time lapses for about 2.5 hours in -10 degrees, and the batteries have lasted quite a while. Another good thing is that you can connect a power bank up using a USB to mini USB, and that will give you quite a long power supply depending on what battery pack you use. Setup is really easy, so you connect the amount of tracks you need and make sure you put the stands on the end. If you plan on using a tripod, make sure that the tripods you're using can take the weight of the slider and your camera. So when I first got this, I had a tripod which wasn't capable of holding the weight. So I've since upgraded and it doesn't fall over anymore. So next step. Once you've got it on your tripod or set up, put on your slider module onto the side. You then put your X2 Mini on the top by screwing it on, and then the next step is to plug your shutter release cable into your camera. So to control it all, the app is so easy to navigate. It is on Android and Apple, so which is good. Say you want to set up a time lapse, you go into time lapse control and then go into new. So what comes up is a screen. So it's a timeline, and if you go to settings, I normally use this time lapse, so I'll go time lapse. My exposure time when say I'm shooting the Northern Lights, is about 25 seconds, and I want a buffer of 1 second, so that's 1 second in between the shot. I like to display by time, so say I want a 10-second time lapse, I can set that. And then that's all done. So the filming time for a 10-second time lapse of 28 seconds exposure with a 1 second buffer is about 1 hour and 50 minutes. So next, what you need to do, click slider down the bottom, and you can arrange it so it just goes straight across. If that's just something you want, great, stop there and press play. And then the shutter cable will do it all, and it's great, it's really in sync. If you want to add a pan and tilt, you can do that the same way, just change the line and app to the gradient that you want it. When you are changing it to begin with, it will demonstrate how much tilt on the actual slider itself. So it's great to see a preview of what it does before you actually spend 1 hour and 15 minutes taking a time lapse and then find out that you don't actually like it. So there is also a preview button, so always click that just to make sure that you do like the setup that you have started. If you're looking for a slider, I'd definitely recommend the Ifootage Shark Slider Mini. It's so compact and easy to transport around with the bag that it comes in, and it's just great. I would highly recommend it if you're thinking about a slider. If you've enjoyed this review, please click that like button. If you want to see more, then subscribe and click the notifications. If you've got any comments on how I can make my reviews better or worse, hopefully I can't get any worse because this is my first review, but please comment in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed it.